Hi, y'all, I'm back. I gotta come up with like a catchy title or some shit for a weekly send out, so whatever the case may be. I really do. I really do. I gotta come up with like a weekly catchphrase or something like that. Not a phrase, but the title, so I can make it. Because I be putting the weekly readings and y'all really just don't check them out. And they had like some dope ass, what you call it, probably like one or two people. I ain't even gonna stunt. But I know August coming up, so don't do that. That's all I want to say. Don't do that. You got Ten of Pentacles and the Two of Cups and the Seven of Wands. No, Ten of Pentacles reverse, Two of Cups, Seven of Wands. Ooh. Hopefully this ain't the issue that's coming up. Though you hear me say, especially with money, jobs, career focus, or whatever the case may be, probably some of y'all got one foot in, one foot out, trying to deal with something else or trying to figure out where do you go, or somebody may feel overly bombarded, like you hear me say, in a relationship at this moment, or whatever the case may be, where you can't really just make boundaries or clear understanding of what it is that you need this moment. Because with the Ten of Pentacles, that's about foundations. It could be jobs. The Two of Cups is all about partnerships, or it could be relationships or family type matters, or whatever the case may be, like needing a sense of support but not having those, or lacking some sort of finances. With the Two of Cups and you got the Seven of Wands reversed, so it kind of feels like somebody doesn't know at this moment what should they do, or where should they go, or where should they lay their roots. I had to think about it to get my words out, shit. But yeah, we're gonna see what's coming for the week though. So there may be some of y'all may be dealing with this moment, or some of y'all may be home hopping. Some of y'all may be dealing with family conflict. You hear me say about the person that you choose to be in a relationship with. Some of y'all may not know how to balance work and life and relationships. You even say with the grind of COVID. Seven of Wands, it could be, you hear me say, like some pressure to get it done. Like you hear me say, putting pressure on one partner to get it done. You hear me say, especially if it's for home or foundation type spaces. Like, especially with family. Y'all need to do this, or y'all need to do this, or y'all need to do this. Or people just constantly just, putting that pressure on you, like trying to just do this. And you like, God damn. Okay? So let's see what's going on, though. Some of y'all may be dealing with it, though. Because I told you after last week with that Scorpio reading, it was a lot. I said it took me forever to push that out. And I know I had, like, environmental factors or situations around me, which was family and people doing a lot, and I was kind of like, God damn. I was like, is this what's going on with somebody else? Like, you hear me say, like, dealing with family situations and careers and trying to find time and balance and get what you need while maintaining the same environment. But I couldn't get it out. You got the Wheel upright, the Justice in reverse. Ooh. And you got the Eight of Cups. That's probably what's going on. Some of y'all, shit. Some of y'all probably trying to find out like some boundaries or figure out what is fair or what is not, what is fair and what isn't fair. Careful in reverse. Damn, that's a lot. Y'all pick it up. That's Eight of Swords. I'll show y'all. Queen of Wands. So got the Queen of Wands energy. If y'all read the last week reading, Nine of Cups. I'll show y'all. The Magician, the Chariot reverse strength. That's Leo and Cancer. And that's crazy though, because we coming out of Cancer season, rolling into Leo. High Priestess, which is upright. Boom. Alright, let me give about 3 more, and then we'll be good to go. My cards feel weird. They really do. Ooh, you got Capricorn energy. Aquarius. Ooh, alright, let's see what else wants to come out. Ace of Cups and the Three of Cups. Damn. Three of Wands, though. That's why I said some of y'all may be thinking about travel, moving, business adventures. Like I said, awaiting some sort. On the bottom of the deck, you got Seven of Pentacles, you got Two of Pentacles, you got Four of Pentacles, and you have the Knight of Emotions. On top of that, you have the Four of Inspiration, though. That's why I said it's kind of like team, foundation, support. Some of y'all may be looking for that. Like people bouncing ideas off of or trying to get into harmony or in sync with yourself or higher self or other dimensions of you, where you hear me talk about the aces. The Ace of Cups, I would consider that to be red for me. No, It's love, passion, all those different types of things. Wands, just the different colors of the dynamics of all different types of things mean or whatever. But it kind of looks like here this is what's going on. They got teamwork, businesses, love, relationships, and partnering up. Seven of Pentacles to me with the Two of Pentacles here as well. You hear me say it could be like you hear me say some financial hardships or just barely seeing results coming in at this moment or whatever the case may be. Like somebody may be trying to get something but not be getting all of it out of the deal, especially going into certain things and not thinking and not having like a long haul type plan, especially with the Four of Pentacles. That's why I said the Four of Pentacles. And you have the Knight of Emotions. Four of Pentacles, that's kind of like you still holding on to, even if it's not money, it could be holding on to old, like going into relationships or love. It could be holding on to the old sauerkraut type emotional aspects or whatever the case may be. It could be, you hear me say, people, when I see these two here, Four of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups, especially when it comes to business matters, or I just think of somebody that's like a hustler. King of Pentacles should have been reversed out here. It's kind of like somebody who's a hustler or somebody who's been doing so much at the point that they recognize that they're really not getting the results. Knight of Cups speaks of creativity, like being in tune with your emotions and those sense of passion. So somebody may just be trying to do something to create the a long haul game of something and recognizing that they really not getting where they need to be. That's why I said so everybody's trying to be on the same page. They really are. All right. Okay. Going back to here. Shit. Damn, I'm trying to pick the card up. Wait a minute. Oh, I messed it up. You got Hierophant reverse, Nine of Cups, and the Magician. Nine of Cups and the Magician here with the Nine of Cups or whatever the case may be. It could be marriages, contractual type matters or situations you hear me say going forward. Somebody may be wishing, maybe trying to get their ducks in a row. Cups energy, that's kind of like wishes. Like it just kind of gets me like somebody's wishing for something to come true or needing some sort of help, especially when it comes to the Hierophant and business type matters. That's kind of like people who try to get you to go with the flow, or somebody's challenging you to do something different, like you hear me say that's in a group, or new thought triggering processes that put you in a position to get something new. That's what it kind of gives me though, especially with the Ace of Cups and the Three of Wands. That's all about creativity matters and awaiting some sort of business partners. So it's kind of like in order to bring certain things into identity or fruition, it's kind of like everybody has to understand, like the Ace of Cups, the emotions, the passion, and understanding. Other than that, though, if it's like a type of marriage or relationships, it kind of gives me like somebody stays over here, somebody stays over there. You trying to get them to come to you. That's what it kind of gives me, though. It gives me like two different people. You hear me say that's in a relationship, and the problem that's in the middle is travel. That's what it was. Like trying to move in together. That's what it kind of gives me, though. All right. You got Eight of Swords. You got the Chariot and the Strength reverse. Ooh. Ego and emotions kind of really don't go together with the stock on top of it. That's why I said, yeah, this kind of gives me like, it could be teamwork. Like, this is the thing, when you hear me say if it's like a teamwork or a project or whatever the case may be, somebody may be going at a slow speed. Somebody may be over passionate or whatever the case may be, to where it's like chalking up into the ego. Then you have the star here, which is the Aquarian type energy, where you hear me say they kind of think about everybody. But in reverse, to me, they're using their sister sign, which is the Leo. And if Leo is reversed, they're using the Aquarius type energy, where they're trying to be logical and thinking. So it's kind of like somebody may be going against the grain purposely. And then you hear me say when it comes to, it gives me purposely and non-purposely, especially with the Eight of Swords, because the Eight of Swords, that's kind of like all out of the space, like nobody wants to sacrifice. Eight of Swords, to me, when it's in that moment, it's kind of like the martyr, the person who's thinking over certain things, they going over certain things, fine tooth comb. Well, you gotta sacrifice this, you do this, you do this, you do this. Eight of Swords, nobody don't want to do that shit. Nobody wants to do it or whatever the case might be. So it's like in this position to where somebody's like, well, so it's like it's not highlighting the things that need to be seen in this moment. Five of Wands jumped out over here too. I don't even know how the hell they got out, but we gonna go with it. Hear me say overall mood is the High Priestess. So it's kind of like secrets or secret deals or situations that's going on in this moment. Somebody's trying to unmask a sense of truth. Somebody's looking for some sort of understanding. Somebody wants this to be clear. Like, I don't know. I don't know though. That's why I said I don't know. It could be a personal. You hear me say another situation. I don't know. That was right where it was supposed to be. Because going back to the Queen of Wands energy, you hear me say this is a person who has no bounds. If y'all read what I had posted last week, I said some of y'all may be interacting with somebody where you hear me say that they don't rely on you to do what it is that you need to do. So they come in and be like, I got it. So now if this person that's not doing it anymore, it's kind of like, or they don't want to relinquish some sort of control where a person like the awakening and the devil, I think somebody's recognizing that somebody may has more control over something than they do. You hear me say, especially when it comes to contractual type matters, Capricorn energy is something that's very binding, long term. It's kind of like something that's gonna stick around for a long time. So some of y'all are trying to create like some lifelong legacies, but with the Five of Wands, like I said, it's trying to get everybody to go down the same hole, but it's reversed. So it's kind of like trying to get everybody to see things from a right perspective. It really is. But the Queen of Wands, this person, you hear me say, that's so used to just, oh no 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 no, like that person that's constantly just crossing boundaries, or my way, it just gives me my way or the highway type of mind frame. I think it's just going about it, enticing and bringing about the wrong behaviors in everyone. Like, look at that. The devil's on top, and on reverse is not. Like, you can see it for what it is. On top is just passion, red fire. It's just getting everybody stirred up. It could be chaos, like you hear me say, especially with orange, creating some sense of zest. So, it's kind of like, say, for instance, if I was the weed man on the block and I had like a certain strain and I got majority of that, and I'm like, yeah, so and so, they got that shit, you know what I'm talking about? They got it. Like, and it's kind of like that person that's got this overly passion, so they know what they have and they don't want to share or put anybody else on with it. So it's kind of like they got so accustomed to this mine. And then when greater comes in, or whatever the case may be, getting everybody, you know what I'm saying, to sit down and think things through, it's kind of like, yeah, no, it's not yours. Somebody like, yeah, you can have it, but we gonna go the other way. So that's what it kind of gives me though. Damn, we just 12 minutes in. But I said this though last week though. Not saying that, but I was like, a lot of messages gonna be coming out that way or whatever. I was like, I had mentioned it because Two of Cups is reversed here. Two of Cups is reversed. Probably because I shuffled them bitches so many times, but I felt like it. Ace of Swords, Six of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. That's why I said this is the old way versus the new way. It kind of gives me that because Knight of Swords, you hear me say, that is the apprentice. That is before it gets like, say for instance, that's kind of like if you had some legal case going on, the Knight of Swords would be the person who's going to go give the, what's them thing called? Is it a subpoena? When somebody try to get you to go to court, like that's what it is. Knight of Swords is somebody that's trying to get somebody to subpoena to go. So, but in the same instances, it's kind of like this old contractual, old communication type thing. About piggybacking off the Queen of Wands, somebody that's so used to having control or whatever the case may be. The Six of Pentacles, it's kind of like it's hard to get them to go your way or the narrative. But for me, the reason why I say it just seems like everybody's all over the place, especially if it's coming with an idea or just with teamwork, because you got the Magician reverse. The Magician reverse is when you go into business. Everybody don't have everything that they need. Like if these the resources of certain people, it's kind of like you got to go outside the box and think about what it is that you like. What is it that somebody's bringing to the table? Money matters. You hear me say for is the Six of Pentacles. That's about somebody, you hear me say, that takes more than they need to, or somebody's, if they're in a leadership skill, especially if it's a masculinity approach or a feminine, whichever identifies, it's kind of like they think about the long haul of everybody else and not necessarily the business aspect. So it's kind of like the profit that you could be making, you coming to a fucking loss. That's what the purpose of the Knight of Wands. And then he's back to the Page of Wands, like somebody so gun-ho to resort to past type antics in situations just don't work. That's what it kind of gives me though. Sorry, that's what it kind of gives me though, especially with the Six of Pentacles. So I said a lot of y'all money financially, even if it got something to do, you hear me say, with you moving or staying with someone, or the idea of two getting on the way, I think it's just my way or the highway, and control type issues that need to be worked and sorted out at this type of moment. Because with the Six of Pentacles speak of like it's not room. So somebody's more financially stable, or it's their house, or whatever the case may be. Somebody has the my way or the highway. So Yeah, that's what I said. Especially with the Ace of Wands. That's why somebody like, hell no, no. Somebody's not budging. Whew. You got King of Pentacles upright, and you got the Queen of Swords. Woo. Queen of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. Yep, King of Pentacles. You got King of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, and you got the Queen of Pentacles, and you got the Three of Swords reversing this type of matter. Girl, what the fuck? The reason why I say this though, because if we is going back to, you hear me say, just speaking about it, if it's like a relationship or financial, like if it's a relationship, two partners or two people being in there, somebody's more financially stable than the other one. When I say financially stable, somebody's more savvy with their money, knowing how to save, period, versus everybody. Even if it's going into business, somebody's a more savvy person. So it could be the Queen of Wands, don't know. Queen of Wands could be the person that you hear me say that's a spokesperson, a person that doesn't care, that's constantly ready to hound people down, especially with the Queen of Swords being on top of her. So she could be able to be the salesman, the marketer, that type of aspect. So they could be Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, whatever. King of Pentacles on top of the Eight of Swords. That's the person who's like used to being in a position. They know what needs to get done. They will. Queen of Pentacles versus the Three of Swords over all of you guys. Whether the whole relationship or the whole dynamic of that's going on is kind of like this person is more about the looks, the finances aspect. So it's kind of like, I'm able to get a bag, I'm able to do this, I'm able to shit on these bitches. But that cockiness that's going towards it, it's not keeping the longevity of money. That's what it's kind of giving me though. So that's why you hear me say the differences is if somebody's more my way or the highway with moving together or staying together. If you dating somebody that's very practical and they need money management, sit down and talk to them about money management, what needs to be going on. On the flip side, somebody else you hear me say, feels like they doesn't need it. Like they just feel like, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do because I'm da da da. Like if it's a business type matter, no, I'm gonna do what I want to do because I can. But if it's a business, you hear me say, it's running that shit into the ground. Like I don't even know why the fuck I'm getting it from. I'm gonna say that's what it kind of get. It's like somebody running some shit into the ground. Ooh, food came out upright. And so you got the food. You hear me say that's it could be. I just want to say somebody's not financially savvy. I'm not saying that they can't get money, but somebody like that hustler type mentality to where they care about too many things at once. King of Pentacles, you hear me say, when you building a business and you going into something, you got to think about the long haul to where it's going to be things that you're going to have to take sacrifices on to be in that position to be able to accumulate longevity. Now, if the Eight of Swords is reversed, the sacrifices and shit that's already been need to be made to establish with the King of Pentacles that's on here. Like I'm talking about the long days, the long nights, the long sleeps, not having this, the starvation, whatever the fuck it is, it's already here. It's just that when it comes to communication, Queen of Voices going back to, you hear me say, communicating of everybody needs with the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles, somebody feels like they're more entitled to money. And they don't know what to do with their money. That's what it kind of just gives me though. Woo, shit. Somebody don't know how to save. That's all I gotta say. Somebody don't know how to save. Somebody don't know how to save. Okay. Queen of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles. That's what I said. When it comes to like contractual type matters or situations, somebody don't pay attention to the details of certain things. Somebody doesn't want to put in the work. Somebody, you hear me say, is emotionally tired of you trying to get something new, whether it's a new business or a situation or something like that. The Fool here, I'm surprised the Hangman ain't came out reverse. Because we're going to make this real quick today. It just gives me like, who's boss? That's what it kind of gives me like, who is really the boss? It kind of just gives me that, especially with this Queen of Cups and this Eight of Pentacles. Somebody could be in a place of making decisions from, well, I need this, I need this, I need this. But it's kind of like not a need there, really, because with the Eight of Swords, all the hard work, the stress, being mentally stuck, and the situation is fucking over. For somebody to turn around, to go back to the Queen of Pentacles energy, that's the shit that's weird to me. Queen of Pentacles is more like that taunting type energy. It really gives me with the Queen of Wands. It's like somebody taunting somebody. I don't know. We'll see though. It's like somebody taunting somebody. I said that though. Nine of Wands and the Ace of Wands. That's why I said it's kind of like in order to be able to move forward, if somebody wants something and being in a state of learning, even if it's teamwork or situations where, because Queens, you hear me say, that's the Cancerian nature. That's helping, that's looking out, that's being supportive and all those different types of things. The whole family type aspect. Queen of Pentacles is overall the like head hunter. Like you hear me say, my grandmama, when she would be at the house, she was make sure she get up early. Her husband had this. This is, you know, the kids. She cooks, she cleans, she makes sure the house, she know how to save. Queen of Pentacles is not right like that. You got all these different people who bring something to the table. All these people bring something to the table, but it's just getting them to be on the same page, and it's so oddly weird because you got the Nine of Wands and the Ace of Swords. Nine of Wands, you hear me say, with this passion, somebody's thrusting forward in a space of vulnerability. And vulnerability, you hear me say, with this Ace of Wands, somebody's like, oh, I'm going to go do this, and I'm going to get a new start at this. And I think that's where this Queen of Pentacles energy comes from, where somebody be taking hits and losses when it comes to money and businesses. I'm sorry. Really do. Alright, we at 21 minutes. We gotta hear this shit up. Yep, Seven of Wands. That's why I said Seven of Wands. I mean, Seven of Cups. It's kind of like being emotionally past the bullshit. You got the Worlds and the Seven of Wands, though. I told you that's kind of like being forced into a position. That's kind of like being forced. I'm telling y'all, this kind of like give me the same message, though. The World, you hear me say, is not being able to see certain things at that moment. Like slowly coming into a space of realization, especially clarity. Somebody possibly sees both sides of the track, you hear me say, when it comes to two people. But again, it's just getting everybody on the same damn page. But you can't get everybody on the same page because you got somebody whose emotions who's hurt. Somebody who's more looking at the aspect of me, and the entitlement. You got somebody that's the spokesperson that wants to talk or feel like they're the spokesperson. They keep crossing everybody's boundaries. Girl, what the hell y'all got going on this week? Ten of Swords. Like, if it's business, I'm trying to, wait a minute, y'all, because it's windy outside and it's raining. Wait a minute. If it's business or if it's like contractual type matters, dealing with people like this, and you hear me say, it just gives me like a personal deep bond that's with these individuals or you or the relationship or whatever the case may be. This puts you in a position to where you're going to cross somebody to get what the fuck it is you need, and that's going to create the initial to where that's going to put the nail in the coffin towards a situation. It really is, though. Like Ten of Swords, that's kind of like being caught up in a situation like that means to no end, where somebody's like, okay, shut the fuck up. Like, you can give me this, oh, I'm going to go do this. Like, I'm going to do this for everybody for the greater good, only to recognize that it ends into betrayal or it ends every fucking thing. That's why I said it just looks like everybody ain't recognizing their role. Let me just say that everybody not recognizing their role that they participate in business or family type matters. Four of Wands. That's why I said none of y'all are in sync or working on the same part. Somebody may have lost passion or interest along the way. Nine of Swords on the bottom of the deck. That's why I said it's kind of like people being comfortable with their decision. Or I said trying to get everybody on the same page. Woo. Two of Wands, Seven of Swords, and the Four of Voices. Yes, yes. I said this had something to do with this. Two of Wands, you hear me say, being able to make a decision. You hear me say, out of fear. You hear me say, let me tell y'all something. Because shit, we finna switch the narrative, and we really is. Let me just say, with this Seven of Swords and this Four of Voices, this is kind of like The Four of Swords, they kind of speak of like not caring about something no more, and at that same point, it's kind of like the decision is done. Like somebody, like it's like cats out the bag. At the same time, somebody not giving a fuck to the point where they not accepting some sort of counsel or help from somebody. Seven of Swords, you hear me say, that's kind of like also the truth. Reverse, that's the sense of truth. Two of Wands. Let me tell y'all something. Cause we finna hear him get the fuck out of this bullshit. Cause you got Three of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Some of y'all need to learn what compromise is if you're going into business with a certain amount of people. Threes keep coming up. That could be 30% or something. You hear me say that goes about or whatever the case may be. Depending on the long haul. I don't know, whatever that goes on or whatever the case may be. If it's setting to the side in a home front of you and your partner relationship, y'all trying to save and y'all got kids, that's cool. Setting 30% to the side. You hear me say for the both of y'all. That's cool. If you individually trying to go into something, that's what somebody's asking you for. That is dope. You hear me say overall. But on the first hand, if it's more than two people into a business, this Queen of Wands and this Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands knows no bounds. This is somebody who's relentless. That will go after anything to get what the fuck they need, right? I told you I don't like it because with the Knight of Cups that came out earlier, it puts me in a hustler type mode. Legal position. Six of Pentacles, the Knight, this is where like somebody's coming for you in the sense of the Six of Pentacles to where somebody didn't do right by them. Contraction. Boom. Now, because you hear me say you got this here, King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, this is somebody that really like Queen of Wands. You'll go back to this in the Queen of Swords. Somebody may have some job in speaking or knowing how to got the gift of gab to get people certain things. They know how to woo people in. King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, this is somebody you hear me say that know how to get the fucking deal, solidify the fucking money. This is why I say everybody not recognizing their part. What the fuck? Then you got the Queen of Cups and the Three of Swords. Three of Cups feel left out. This is, the emotional matter. This is somebody you hear me say that feels left out. Their emotions or a person that's in it, they may not feel as like they have some sort of interest in it. If it's two different people, you hear me say the emotional matters to where their logic, their emotional logic could be utilized to cover the bases of everyone else. It's kind of like their voice is not being heard. So when it comes to everybody, you hear me say, if you're dealing with a business type matter or a partnership or trying to get something off the ground or a boss or a mom or anything, it's just like neither one of y'all not recognizing like how y'all just ain't paying attention. Let me just say that bullshit just right at the top. Somebody ain't paying attention. So yeah, that's what it kind of gets me though. Somebody ain't paying attention, and like you hear me saying, business called a chain. What's it called? Chain of command. That's what it is. Like if you get wrote up on a job, your boss writes you up, then you got to go in. You got to sit down with somebody. Or if it's a problem on a job, you just don't call this person. You got to go by proper command. It's kind of like y'all kind of like, oh, no, let me go over here. Like that's what it's kind of giving me though. Especially just like a business matter and finances with y'all. It's like y'all just doing crazy ass shit. So, alright, we're gonna switch this narrative. We're gonna see what else messages need to come out. I'm gonna swoop all this up. You got Eight of Wands, Five of Swords, and a Page of Voices. That's why I said it's kind of like being unclear, not knowing how to speak about certain things, getting over those past instances, bruises. This could be winning those sense of battles. Like you hear me say, somebody trying to get over something like really fast. Kind of give me like some legal battle. That's all I got to say. Custody battle situation, because you got Nine of Pentacles again, Knight of Cups, Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. Baby, said I really wanna love you, girl. Alright, we're gonna see what else comes out though. On the business type shit, it just look like all y'all not paying attention to each other. Somebody got a hustler mentality. Somebody trying to concoct too much shit, at the same time. While the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, this could be a spouse. You hear me say, marital spouse couple going at it about certain things, or it could be somebody else like seeing the needs of everybody, but at the same time like, no, fuck this shit. This my money. This what we gonna do. Da, da, da. Like who's more financially stable than anybody that can see it in the long haul. That's all I got to say. Queen of Cups over here, they just feel like their voice not being heard at this moment or whatever the case may be. Like they could be ready to take a risk that you hear me moment like outside separately from the whole group of people. That's why I said, yeah. Some of y'all have to learn how to put y'all emotions to the side. That's all I got to say. But if it's like a business dynamic or partnership and all that, some of y'all just egotistical. I tell you, the ego, selfishness, and emotions are not working. If it's like any type of legal matter, moving aspect for somebody else, you hear me say two partners moving into each other, trying to get somebody else to stay with you or live with you. I just think somebody's more financially stable than the other, or somebody needs to have their finances in order, which is okay because they don't want to be broke. And that is cool if somebody does not want to be broke. You cannot push your partner to go past those sense of boundaries. But back to the business aspect, that hustle mentality moving too quick gonna get you into some situations. It's gonna put you in some legal situations to where your ass gonna need some help. So be very mindful about moving too fast and trying to accumulate wealth so damn quick that you end up having to carry your ass to court. Okay? So let's see what else comes out. 8 of Wands. Let's see what else comes out there. Ooh, they don't go too good. Strength. Knight of Pentacles. I'm trying to see what else comes out for the people. What else comes out? Because it should seem like money matters. Money matters. Money matters. I know Trump will be putting a check for y'all. And then, too, I know some of y'all getting unemployment, too, like a motherfucker. And that's $600. And both of y'all getting that shit at home. Y'all crazy as hell if y'all broke. That's $600. So your ass make 6 plus 6, that's 12. Then another 12. That's $2,400 a month. Then we do 24 times 12. Baby, why am I calculating up y'all money that's tax-free? And then pay the rent, go in half, stock up on the kids and shit, able to get what you want, man. Yeah. I'm out y'all business. I'm done. Let's see what else comes out, though, so we can wrap this up. 45 minutes, I'm tapping out. Okay, let's see what's the overall giant. Like I said, yeah, this just felt repetitive. It really does. It just felt repetitive like a motherfucker. Alright. Okay, here over and all, you got 8 of Pentacles, and you have like the 9 of Pentacles and the Judgment. Some of y'all may be going through like some legal battles, some custody, because some of y'all waiting on independence or trying to be free so you can independently get your own set of money. I don't know if it's like covering assets or just trying to get what it is that you need, but it just kind of gives me here though, like somebody's awaiting some set of judgment or whatever the case may be, especially with the 4 of Swords. 4 of Swords, you hear me say this could be the stress of a situation that's laying over your head about money type matters. Then you got the Knight of Pentacles. You hear me say, which is this is like immature. Like, if it's like a separation or a divorce, it's kind of like both y'all being petty as hell, or it's like children type matter, third party situation, Knight of Cups, you hear me say, for that situation. Some of y'all being petty as hell and don't recognize like that y'all actions pull into each other. Like, you hear me talk about the baby daddy, baby mama drama house, like both of y'all, or people you in business or in partnership. You don't recognize like when sponsorships and deals or people invest into it, like your actions blow back onto each other. Yep, that's it. Then just over here, just to clarify, you got Strength in reverse, going back to this ego bullshit, back to the Cancer and the Leo. You hear me say rolling out of that energy, and the 2 of Cups. Some of y'all may be trying to do maybe some of y'all, I don't know. I just kind of feel like somebody trying to antagonize somebody. Like either one of y'all free or about to be free for something, and somebody trying to antagonize you or to goop you to get you back into something, period. Especially with the King of Cups, King of Swords. King of Swords, this is somebody who is very logical, that's very clear. And especially with the Nine of Cups and the Hanged One reverse, that's why I said it's kind of like somebody going back and forth. You awaiting, it's like you awaiting some sense of judgment. You really are. From a lawyer, from a person, from some situation or some financial type matter. But it's kind of like, I'm telling you, like somebody trying to get somebody. Trying to get you caught up back into a situation. Eight of Pentacles. Woo. Eight. That's not bad though. If it's a baby mama, baby daddy, custody battle, or a situation you hear me say where it goes from, if it's marriages or whatever the case may be, where you expecting a lot and you're not getting a lot, the 9 minus this is a 6. That's still a lot. That's still something though. You hear me say, because it goes from 9 to 6. That's actually great. But with the 8 of Pentacles, you hear me say with a person, this is somebody that's not paying attention to the details. So the Knight of Pentacles, you hear me say, that energy, you could be very young-minded or saying, no, I put in, I did this, I put up with this, they need to give me this, and da-da-da-da. Like that type of energy is just saying, no, this is what you're going to get. Now, you get what I'm saying? Because it kind of feels like two people trying to go back and forward. Like trying to figure some shit out. Like, you know, you had a lawyer. So I'm going to get my lawyer to send this to you. I'm going to get my lawyer to send this back to you. Because if it's 6 figures, you still fucking good. That's all I got to say. Some of y'all is not 6 figures. Sometimes it's sometimes it's not 6 figures or whatever the case may be. It could be how much you get in a month, though. It really do. That's why I say, if it's 6 figures, you still good, though. But some of y'all, you hear me saying, it's Knight of Pentacles energy. Some of y'all so goddamn stubborn and don't want to move past. Well, they hurt me. They did this. Da-da-da-da-da. Or I deserve this. That y'all might fuck up and might not get done. Especially if somebody's sending a lawyer out to keep calm and talk to this person or talk to you. Don't get your ass in that goddamn courtroom and get mad when you walk away with just fucking 3. And you short yourself out of something. That's all I got to say. Especially if it's not your money. And you walking away and it's kind of like a closing type case. So I said, don't get your ass in that courtroom and talk your ass down and you don't get what the fuck you need. Alright? I like this though, Queen of Wands upright. 3 of Wands and the Queen of Wands. That's why I said we wrapping this up though. I don't even think this is going to be my weekly reading. I ain't even going to post this shit. But it probably need to go up here because somebody might need it. So I'll just post 2. 4 cups and the goddamn Hierophant. That's why I said some of y'all going through a goddamn marriage. It might be kids involved to where, like you hear me say, the 9 of cups, or the both of y'all trying to get both on the same page, going through some split, some to try to be amicably, and maybe how your partner or a person that you used to be in a relationship is going about trying to talk to you or try to get you to settle is coming off like they actually trying to woo you to get back into your pants or be in a relationship with you. And I think that's where it's kind of like, nigga, chill. No, I'm signing these papers. So because they're trying to get you to a point of, okay, well, can we do this? Can we do this? And they're trying to get you to talk. That's what's causing a whole lot of issue to where I said, don't be so stubborn to the point where you ain't listening to y'all going back and forth with lawyers or trying to get to a point of understanding to where you walk away with this. Like, we was at 9. We're just at the 6. We was at the 8. We went to the 6 and went to 3. So that's why I said, don't be at that point or whatever to where you barely getting enough and somebody is giving you enough to what it is that you need. Okay? So on that note, because be mindful too about the people that's in your ear or just constantly trying to tell you to get certain things or you should do certain things. Be very mindful because you don't want to be in that season where you miss out on certain shit and you still be around there struggling and trying to scrape up and get certain things that you need. Because you got the Magician again with the 7 of Wands. It's kind of like somebody's tricking you out of your position, or you may feel like you're being tricked out of your position. And at that moment, it's kind of just people that know they can come cross those boundaries with you and manipulate you into situations. Then it goes back to the Wheel of Fortune and the Hermit. That's why I said happening to the Wheel of Fortune and the Hermit. Just kind of like going through bad times. You hear me say trying to figure out a long time for what it is that you need. And then you hear me say it goes back to the Ten of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. It's some shit that needs to change. If it's a work related, but I told you this is kind of gives me like divorce. If this matters, some of y'all, it's things that need to change outside of the finances that need to be understood. If it's kids involved, you got to think about the foundation that you set with those kids as well. I can't tell you how to raise your kids. I don't know what the fuck going on, so don't listen to me. But it's just the foundation that you need from both parents to be able to exclude emotions to raise the children the way they need to be, to where you both won't be feeling like you need to do this or you ain't do this, and y'all just constantly have to recover. I know getting out in the cold, you hear me say moving, travel, all those different types of things. But don't let your emotions put you in a position of being so egotistical or overly arrogant. That's why I said don't. But if it's something that could be worked out, worked out. But I think how the person is coming to you and trying to woo you is coming from a position of, oh, like you think they still want to get back with you or be with you, and they like, hell no, I'm just trying to work this shit out. So that's what it's kind of coming off like. So that's what I said. It kind of is. So on the note, it didn't flip all the way. Ace of Cups. That's what I said. I think that's there. Yeah, I think that's it though. That's what I said. Page of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. This probably may have been a routine to where you kind of like, okay, I'm gonna let my guard down, like the other deck, Nine of Wands. We're gonna communicate. We're gonna talk, and then boom, they rush back in. And I think that's why somebody's so defensive about, you hear me say, just hearing or listening or trying to discover like the overall needs for everybody. Okay? So that's what I say. It seems like somebody's trying to be rational at this point and like going through conflicting type matters when it comes to finances. And make sure that you ain't got people around you that's in the Magician and the Seven of Wands like, yeah, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that. Yeah. And then you end up shorting yourself in the long haul. Okay, so that's just all I got to say. But for those of y'all that's in business and something like this message probably related to y'all. This just gives me the spiel of where you hear me say if it's two or more people into businesses, clarifying this up, that some of y'all are y'all ain't hearing each other and see how y'all are assets and how y'all work with each other, and somebody gonna do something to fuck it up in the long haul. That's why I said listen. Don't be so driven. Because there's not a lot of cups out of here. Y'all just thinking with money. And I tell y'all all the time, niggas and money don't go together. Like my grandma said, niggas and flies. Niggas and flies. Niggas and flies don't go around. I'm telling y'all, when I Google what a fly is, that means a person that's gossip, that's situation, and that's fast change. That's what money does. Brings about a fast change, gossip, and all that bullshit. And it took me many years to learn out why she said she ain't like niggas and flies. And she black as hell, as you can tell by the color of my skin. She was black. And it took me a long time. Because we be thinking when people say shit like that we be racist towards our own kind. She was like, no, niggas and flies. Niggas and flies. And I never understood that, though. Niggas and flies and money. Other than that, though, yeah. There's something that could be worked out. But like I said, if it's a baby daddy, baby mama drama situation, your baby dad or your baby mama do not want to get back with you. They just trying to work it out. You just so used to them trying to woo you, and they may lie to you and tell you that they're gonna do certain things and they don't, and that's probably why you got your so guard up now. If it's a marriage or divorce or getting out of some contract, I think it's the same that somebody is so accustomed to lying to you that you had like this sense of false hope in them, only to recognize that they wasn't who they said they was, and you had to heal and bounce back from that reality. So you think you being very defensive with your guard up or whatever. Could be cheating because I did see the Three of Swords. I don't know what's going on with somebody necessarily in marriage, but you're not recognizing like that third party entity that came in from the spouse or whoever cheated. The person that's coming to you that's like, yeah. That Queen of Wands reversed is constantly crossing your boundaries. Or just like, bitch, go ahead and do this. Yeah, you can do it. I don't think it's human say it could be malicious. But I think that's what's fucking up your mind frame to where it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get this money, I'm gonna get this money, I'm gonna get this money. nope. And you gonna talk yourself out the one that you supposed to get. So on that note, you guys, I'm finna sign out. I might come back with some more cards and see what's going on. But I gotta charge my phone though first. Bye.